Hello everyone, this is Nicole Watt, the Pixel Maven at Pixel Maven's Retreat, and welcome back for the final day of my loft tour. I wanted to start off by sharing just a few more things in my bookshelves before we move on to the craft desk, because I think they're kind of important. People are always wondering how they should store the cards that they've completed. Well, I happen to have found these white boxes from Michaels. They're completely undecorated, they're just plain white. And I left them that way, but I went ahead and made a little belly band for it using some of our chevron ribbon and our top note die, which I went ahead and laminated with just some do-it-yourself lamination. It's made by Avery, and it has a really nice thick plastic side to it. So what I could do is use a Sharpie marker and write on there what's contained within the box, and as that changes I can go ahead and use some nail polish remover and just wipe off what's on here and change that up as I need to. So these have worked out really great. I have different boxes for different occasions or groupings of occasions, and we'll take a quick look into the holidays one. So this one contains a lot, but really I do these on a cyclical basis, so I don't always have like a whole bunch of Valentine's or Thanksgiving or Christmas cards. Really, I just have a few left over from last year. And again, I use those same Avery tabs. So again, I can kind of switch those up. I just put them on a little piece of Whisper White to make my own custom tabs as I go along here. So I can change those up, add them, remove them however I need to, and then I just have my cards in here. And these boxes work out great. They're just the right width. They're slightly larger than 5.5 inches, so it fits the card in there perfectly. If I have an envelope that I've made to match the card, I can put that in here too. And then there's plenty of headroom in here to get the tab in here, and then to make sure that I'm not just smushing all my cards in here. Another area that I have in this same bookshelf is what I like to call my class area. And this is where I put all the materials for my upcoming classes. So in these 4 bins is where I put all of my pre-cut card pieces, and they're all empty right now because I haven't gotten to my cutting for my June classes, but I'll be doing that this weekend. So that all goes in here, 1 card per bin, and it's plenty of space for me to put in all the cut cardstock, the embellishments, and all that kind of stuff. So as I go through my classes, which is the table C is right here. So it works out really well. I just grab, we're going to start with this one, and I grab everything out of here and we do the card, and then if I have any leftover pieces I put them back in here, so that way I can get them to the class member, or I can make the cards to donate to Operation Right Home, or whatever. So then I go into the next one and we do the next card, etc. So plenty of space for all the cards that we do. And then over here I have separate drawers for each class. And this is where the class members store their own personal snail. So that way when they come into class, they can get their snail, they sit down, and we start working on all of our projects. And I have a bin for each class. And the last thing I do for my classes is I have these supply bins, just some more fabric bins here. Let me stand up and show you what's inside one of them. And so this holds perfectly an old tissue box plus a whole bunch of materials. So there's, so we have scissors in here, we've got some Tombow, some Stampin' Mister, a bone folder, a Stamp-A-Majig, plus the piece of plastic for the Stamp-A-Majig, some sticky strip, and of course some dimensionals. So I put them all into one little container, and what you can see here is I've labeled this one with this type of washi tape, and then on the front I've got a little tag that says supplies with a matching washi tape. That way at the end of class everyone knows, okay, everything with this design goes back into this bin, and it works out great. And then the class members use the Kleenex box to put all their trash in, and then I can just go ahead and empty those out and reuse them for next time. It keeps everything really well contained and really easy to clean up at the end of the night. So now we're over at my craft desk, and let me tell you, it never looks this clean. So don't be fooled. Very rarely do you see such a beautiful, pristine, clean area. But for you, I'll clean it up. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the things that I've got set up here that I find really helpful. So the first thing is this old monitor stand. These were really popular back in the day. Not too many people use these anymore, but you can still find them. So basically you're supposed to put your monitor up here to kind of help put it at the right level for your eyes. Well, we don't really use it anymore, so I'm using it to store craft stuff. It helps keep all of my pens and brushes and things out of the way, but right at reach if I need them. And then underneath, the perfect place to store my Stampin' scrubs, both of them that I've got here, plus a little box that I use for watercoloring on occasion. So that's very handy. It's out of the way when I don't need it, but it's right there when I do. Let's see, so some other things in here. This carousel for some of my equipment here and tools works out really handy. So this is made by Recollections. You can find this at Michael's. And I should say the washi tape and ribbon holders that I showed you the other day, those are also made by Recollections, which you can find at Michael's. I neglected to mention that. I know some of you had been asking. So anyway, I've had this carousel forever, and it holds a lot of stuff. So, you know, I have my heat tool in here, and over here I've got Tombow and sticky strip and dimensionals. Here I've got my snails and some cleaners and my crystal effects. And then I even have in these little drawers here too, my Stampin' Emboss Buddy and my my adhesive cleaner or eraser. I love that thing. Always using that. I love that I can fit all of my scissors in this space. And then back here I've got a whole bunch of tools, both for my silhouette and for my bone folders up here. These are things that I use a lot. So it's really nice to have it all here. And then I've got space for rulers and other creative items. So I really, really do like this carousel, and having it here works out super, super well. Another creative thing that I've done is my, what are these things called? My templates for paper piercing. I keep them all on a ring. I just punched a hole in the corner, and I keep them on a ring here. And I even punched a hole in my Stamp-A-Majig plastic. And so those all stay on a ring here that I just hook up on my light. And that really, there we go, that really helps out a lot. Again, they're out of the way, but they're right at reach when I need them. And so that kind of couples with the shelf, and let's see how I can do this here, that I had my husband install, and there we go. So he installed this shelf for me because I wanted to have my clear blocks really, really close at hand, so I could just bring over a stamp set, grab the clear block, do what I need to do, and put the block away. So he created this space, and let me pull it apart a little bit for you. The foam bits that hold the clear blocks are from the clear block carrying case, so those are actually removed in my carrying case, and if I take these anywhere, then I can just pick this whole thing up and put it in the case and go. So underneath here I just have a piece again of that that foam material, same thing that I have in my photo booth. So I just put a piece in the bottom to keep my acrylic blocks from getting scratched up, and then go ahead and put in the clear block foam. It all fits in here so nicely. That's what happens when your husband can build you a custom thing. And then my blocks go right in here. So there's room on the side too for distressing tools. I have a little pile here of different cleaning rags, you know, the Stampin' Up! Rag, plus some other ones that I had from other glasses and things like that. I just keep them all right here. I can put my piece of silicone in here, and then way in the back here I hide my personalized stamps, and then I also have back here, if I can get it out, my foam square for paper piercing. So this is the old one when we had that tiny paper piercing pack. I kept it, and then we've got the new foam for that one too. So this all, again, stays nice and stored and out of the way, and I know where it is and I can grab it when I need it. So it goes right in there. Underneath the other desk is another custom job. It's just a shelf that my husband installed so I could store all of my cutting tools. So I've got my Simply Scored under here. I have a couple of rotary trimmers, the old Stampin' Up! Trimmer, the guillotine style trimmer, some of our new Stampin' trimmers. It's just a little shelf. It fits everything under there nicely. So generally what I can do is just pull out a trimmer, put it up on the table here, do my cutting, and then put it back when I'm done. The last thing I wanted to do was share a few tips with you on how I keep my clear blocks clean and how I keep my clear mount stamps stuck to my clear blocks. So a lot of people I know like to use Dawn to wash their stamps, just original Dawn. They feel that that really does clean them up well and it gets the stamps to stick to them. Well, unfortunately, I don't really have a sink really nearby to go clean them. I'd have to go all the way downstairs or go into the bathroom. So I tried a few different things, and one that I found that really works well for me is using the Windex touch-ups. So this is it, the Windex touch-up cleaner. It's Windex basically in a little pump spray. This one is just the fresh scent. I don't know, there's another version out there that's like a citrus scent. I don't know if it will work as well. I've always used the fresh scent. Anyway, it's super easy because I can just take a paper towel and do a couple little pumps, and then I've got the Windex on here, and I can just go ahead and wash the stamp, the acrylic block. I can even use this on the back of the stamp if it's had like stays on cleaner on it and it feels a little greasy. I can do that too. So then once that's clean, I just find a dry spot here and wipe it off. And then I have a completely crystal clear, clean block that a stamp is going to stick to with no problem, even with the label on it. And I don't have a sample of one here that's just the plain label, but this works really, really well for me. So that's one thing that you can do to keep your blocks nice and clean, and it's really easy again because you can keep that touch up and a roll of paper towels really close at hand, and then it's not really, excuse me, it's not really messy. So another thing that I do to help ensure that my stamps stay stuck to the block is I apply, and you can see it on here, a thin layer of Tombow adhesive. So if you take the Tombow adhesive and you put it on the back of the stamp, let me demonstrate that for you. So I guess I could have had this set up. Right. So you put the sticker on. Okay, so now I've got my sticker on, and now I can kind of demonstrate to you that it's going to stick really well to the block too. Okay, so see right now it's going to stick pretty well to the block as well, but it could probably stick a little better. So with the sticker on, then you just take your Tombow adhesive and you just paint a little, it doesn't even have to be perfect. Just paint a little squiggle of adhesive on there. And then you're going to let that dry, and it dries clear. So once that's dry, it's going to look like this with just that squiggle on here. And it's tacky now. So now it really just sticks to the block. You don't even have to put any pressure on it. You can just stick it on. And once you've done that, you can see it's stuck really nice on here. You do your stamping and then you take it off. Well, the great thing is look, it doesn't leave any residue on your block either. So now that stamp is really ready to go. You know, it's always going to stick. If your block is dirty, you don't have to worry about it sticking to the block because it's got the extra adhesive on there, and that's going to work for you every time. Well, this is officially the end of our look into my loft space. So if you have any questions or feel you can feel free to leave a comment or send me an email. And if you've got a great storage or organization idea, please do send me a picture and I'll be sure to put it on my blog. Don't forget to follow me on Pinterest. I have a whole board dedicated to organizing stuff. So stop back soon for more crafting inspiration. And until then, happy crafting.